one signature. That's all that stands between Sean Jay-Z Carter and a secret that could upend 3 decades of hip-hop royalty. On June 28, 2025, a federal judge gave the billionaire mogul until July 18 to answer a paternity suit filed by Rymir Satterthwaite, a 34-year-old New Jersey artist who claims Jay-Z is his father. If Jay-Z refuses, the court can compel a DNA test, placing the most carefully curated family brand in rap under a blinding forensic spotlight. Only hours after the order hit Pacer, 50 Cent blasted a meme of Jay-Z's face next to Rymir's on X. Nicki Minaj reposted it with a quiet "To God be the glory," and the internet detonated. The timeline flooded with allegations of underage hookups, interstate travel, sealed files, and even talk that Beyoncé herself once told Rymir to "go away, little boy." Suddenly, a dusty custody dispute looked less like family business and more like a potential scandal spanning criminal statutes and music industry power plays. Tonight we'll rewind to a Brooklyn apartment in 1992, trace 13 years of vanished paperwork, intimidation claims, and celebrity shade, and end on the ticking deadline that could force hip-hop's first billionaire to swab his cheek, or watch his empire bleed credibility. The June order was deceptively simple. The judge grants plaintiff's ex parte application and pushes Jay-Z's response deadline to July 18, 2025. That single sentence shifts the burden. For the first time, Jay-Z must either admit, deny, or invoke Fifth Amendment silence on paternity in a sworn filing. His lawyers immediately labeled the suit fabricated harassment and hinted at another motion to dismiss, but the procedural door is now wedged open. Carter ignores the date. The court can enter default and fast-track a DNA subpoena. For a master strategist who's snuffed countless lawsuits before they lit up press cycles, being forced to play defense in broad daylight is unfamiliar and risky territory. That risk isn't just legal. Talk and Jay-Z's public persona, devoted husband, business visionary, reformed family man, has undeniable brand value. Every extra day this case crawls forward, marketers, sponsors, and even casual fans tally the cost of believing in a story that might crack under a cotton swab. But to see why that swab feels like TNT, we need to revisit a rainy Brooklyn night 33 years ago. According to the late Wanda Satterthwaite, she was a 16-year-old high schooler from Philadelphia when Jay-Z, then a 22-year-old hustler grinding toward his first mixtape, picked her up, drove to his aunt's apartment in Brooklyn, and spent the night. Wanda said they used protection that failed. 2 weeks later, she claims Jay returned once, then vanished. When baby Rymir arrived in May 1994, Wanda listed her boyfriend Robert Graves on the birth certificate simply because she had no way to track Carter down. 17 years later, a court-ordered DNA test erased Graves' name, leaving the father line blank. That result, coupled with Wanda's insistence she'd been with no one else, pointed the needle back at Sean Carter, yet the stakes stretched far beyond child support. If the story is true, Jay-Z not only slept with a minor, he allegedly transported her across state lines, flirting with Mann Act violations that carry criminal weight. Lawyers who once viewed the matter as a nuisance now saw a potential felony lurking beneath a paternity petition. Messy? Absolutely. But the legal maze that followed would make that Brooklyn evening look simple. Wanda first sued in 2010 but filed in the wrong state. The case evaporated. In 2014, Rymir refiled in New Jersey. Jay-Z countered that he owned no property there, no venue, no test. Judges agreed, the case stalled, and key filings suspiciously disappeared from the docket. Rymir's team screamed tampering. Carter's camp called it incompetence. By 2019, the brawl reached the U.S. Supreme Court, which punted for lack of jurisdiction. Undeterred, Rymir lodged another action in the New Jersey Appellate Division, only to watch it crawl as clerks sealed motions to protect privacy. Then came the plot twist. Rymir unearthed a line in Tina Knowles' 2017 memoir referencing a New Jersey condo where Jay loved to write in silence. If that residence existed, Carter's venue defense crumbled. His lawyers insisted the memoir misspoke. Rymir filed the excerpt anyway. Suddenly, what looked like procedural mud started to smell like perjury. Paper trails weren't the only thing vanishing. Wanda's godmother, guardian to many of Rymir's records, says strangers rifled her property late at night asking about backdoor access. Court guidelines prevent identifying the callers, but her sworn statement now sits in the latest complaint. In a 2023 interview, Wanda's godmother recounted a phone call from someone she claims sat inside Beyoncé's inner circle. The voice allegedly said, "Tell Rymir to go away, little boy." Days later, an unmarked sedan idled outside her house. Whether coincidence or message, the episode fueled online chatter that Jay-Z's camp was leaning on witnesses. Rymir himself alleges years of harassment, bullets fired at his car, contraband planted during a traffic stop, liens slapped on family property after dubious court orders. Carter's attorneys dismiss each tale as blog fiction, but none have been adjudicated. Civil fallout. If DNA confirms paternity, New Jersey can retroactively assess child support, medical expenses, and even emotional distress damages, figures that could nudge 8 digits for a billionaire defendant criminal risk. Prosecutors could, in theory, pursue charges for crossing state lines with a minor. Most statutes are time-barred, but political pressure plus fresh publicity sometimes pries open tolling exceptions brand damage. Jay-Z's image-reformed son, devoted husband, father of 3 anchors luxury partnerships from Tiffany & Company to Louis Vuitton. A verified underage hookup strains every boardroom handshake collateral shockwaves. Beyoncé's team reportedly shielded her Renaissance tour profits from family law exposure via trust instruments. Those trusts may face discovery if paternity influences marital assets or prenuptial clauses. Scenario A: compliance and clearance. Jay-Z files, obeys a swab order, and the test shows no match. Rymir's suit implodes, but speculation lingers. Some corners of the internet never accept lab results funded by the wealthy. Scenario B: compliance and confirmation. The test proves paternity. Overnight, tabloids resurrect every rumor of underage liaisons in rap's golden era. Civil suits stack up, documentaries race to streaming platforms, prosecutors weigh optics. Scenario C: delay in settlement. Jay-Z fights, offers Rymir a confidential settlement, and the docket goes dark. History suggests the public equates sealed deals with guilt, fuel for 50-cent memes in perpetuity. Court watchers expect preliminary evidentiary hearings in August, subpoenas by fall, and perhaps depositions, yes, even for Beyoncé early next year. Meanwhile, 50 Cent has already joked about selling pay-per-view tickets to a Maury Povich cameo. Every dynasty guards a weak brick. For Jay-Z, it may be a $99 cheek swab he's dodged for half his life. Is he shielding family privacy from a clout chaser, or hiding a truth too explosive for the Carter brand to survive? By July 18th, the first real clue drops when his attorneys file or fail to file an answer. Your turn. Should Jay-Z just take the test and end the whispers, or is there more under this legal iceberg than one paternity claim? Drop your theories below, hit subscribe for our follow-up.